Hello, my name's Julie from So Unique, and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. Well, hello and welcome to episode 61. Thank you to everybody who left comments on Vlogtober. I'm really glad everybody enjoyed it. I thought I was going to have a week off sort of social media, which I did really, and I filmed the shop tour, and thank you to everybody who left comments on the shop tour. I'm glad you enjoyed that as well. So now we're sort of back to our regular weekly episode. Well, this week I didn't think I'd done very much until I've looked back at what I've got on my camera, and I seem to be in here, there and everywhere doing things. So I have had a busyish week. But firstly, what I'm going to start off with is I've got a nice cup of tea here, and it's not my Yorkshire tea, so I'm just going to have a little taste. That is nice. So what I'm drinking today is my Bird and Blend Tea Club. So we've got red packaging this month. So this is a lovely Christmas tray, and it's got the teas on that I'm drinking, or which I will be drinking, I should say. So today's tea that I'm drinking is the apple strudel. It smells really nice. You can definitely smell the cinnamon in it. So it's a rhubarb and cinnamon, freeze-dried apple, air-dried apple, rosehip, hibiscus, vanilla pieces, orange peel, natural flavouring, and you can have it with or without milk, which I taste it without milk. I always taste it just to see what it's like, and it does taste quite pleasant, but I do prefer mine with milk. If I can get it. There we go. It's fighting me today. It smells really, really nice. Lots of nice little pieces in there, and yeah, I can smell cinnamon. It's not too strong. I think I'm getting a hint of apple and maybe a hint of orange as well, but it smells nice, and I must admit it tastes nice. So this is one I could drink, definitely. It's very warming, very nice that. Right, so the next two teas I've got a toffee chai, and that's a lightly spiced toffee and rhubarb chai. So you've got your rhubarb, your cacao nibs, cinnamon, ginger, cardamom and natural flavourings. So I'll have to see how we get on with that one. And the third one is gingerbread chai. I'm looking forward to trying that. I might try that one for next week. So this is the rhubarb again, cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, mallow flowers and flavour. So I am looking forward to that. But I think I'm going to have another tea club for December. Then I think I might cancel it then, because I have got quite a lot of teas now in my cupboard, because I don't always drink teas like this because I like my Yorkshire tea, but I need to start using them up. So I think what I'll do is, after I've got my next tea club, then I'm going to cancel it, use up what I've got, and then I'll have some more teas, because I do like them. They are very, very nice. But it's very refreshing, really. It's just nice to have a nice change. So I'm going to have another sip of tea. Right, well, I think the first thing we're going to have a little chat about is, I did say in Vlogtober that this week's episode I would talk about sort of what I'm sewing in November. So I have made a few plans. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the gingerbread banner for my kitchen window. And I know I talked about maybe making some curtains, which would look nice in your window using the gingerbread fabric. Now, my windows in the kitchen have never had curtains up, and I don't think they will. Because the side window is a smaller window, and it is sort of near the cooker, and it's hard to sort of reach across to do a curtain. I can only just manage to reach the blind. I'm shrinking. That's unfortunate, but I'm shrinking. So I think, and apart from that, if Salem decides to jump up on the windowsill, he has a really bad habit of scratching and pulling and clawing at the curtains. I mean, well, between him and Bramble, they've sort of ruined the lining on the conservatory curtains. So I'm not too bothered about that. They were only cheap. It was just something to put us on for a little bit. But no, they do have a tendency to climb them. I mean, the other day, Adele sent me a photograph. Salem had climbed up the conservatory door curtain right to the top of the rail. I thought, oh, he's a little devil. I mean, I love him to bits, but he's a little devil. Yeah, he's been getting into mischief this week. But I will tell you now. He ended up on our well, we've got a front door, but it's in a frame, and it's all glass at the top, down the side, halfway down to where where the door comes halfway across, like, and that is all glass, and the bottom half is wood. So it's quite a big frame, and we've got a curtain across, and our new freezer came on Saturday. So the freezer box was probably getting on for 2 meters tall. The freezer's about 1.75 meters. And he's jumped up onto that and then got onto the curtain rail. So Adele sent me a photograph of him sat on the rail. So I'm really pleased with himself, he was, because that's Salem for you. He's a mischievous cat, he really is. Anyhow, I'm getting off track here. Let's get back to what I'm sewing this month. So what I thought I would do, for the window, I'm going to do the garland of the gingerbread men. I might do it all in this fabric. I might alternate. I'll just say when I get started how I feel. Now, what I did think I'd buy is some of these, I think they're like extendable poles or sprung-loaded poles that fit in your window area. They don't need any fixings or anything, and they just sort of hold up. And I thought I might make, like, I don't know what they call it. I suppose it's a bit like a palmith, but it'd be like a gathered curtain, and it'd be about, I don't know, 30 centimetres deep, something like that. Now that is something that he can't get to, and he'll not mess up. And then that is something that could come out each year, and it could go in both windows. And I could probably do that as well in the conservatory. So that's a plan. That's a plan. That I will see if I can get to that. It just depends how much time I have. So that is 2 projects. Gingerbread man is a definite. That's a definite. I would like to make, I don't know, maybe a new wreath and, I don't know, another plaque to go on the side of the cupboard. So I've got something for Christmas. So that's something else I want to do. But I'm just going to have to see what I've got, what I can find, if I've got any flowers or holly, and just take it from there. But as for the sewing, what I've decided to do, now I've cut these out already, is I've cut out some 10.5 inches square. I've got about 70 squares here. So I've got the gingerbread men, I've got the kitchen one, I've got the gingerbread houses, the red ones with the nice cups on, and there's one more, I think. Yeah, I've got the, have I showed you that one? Wait a minute. No, yeah, the other gingerbread man on the cream. So these are my colours, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a patchwork tablecloth. Now it's nothing fancy, it's just squares. They'll get stitched together, and I'll probably put a cotton backing on, and I don't know, I might just stitch down each square just to keep it together. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind yet. Like I say, it depends how much time I've got and how long it takes me to do. And then what I thought I might do is make some circle placemats. If I can find a template for a circle big enough. Failing that, well, I will try, and if they don't come out right, I'll just buy some. just buy some red ones or something. But that's what I'd like to try and make myself, and maybe some coasters if I've got time. Maybe a table runner as well. Now I might just do a plain table runner. I might just do the gingerbread one. So it's not going to be a big table runner. Excuse me. And I then would like to make a centerpiece decoration. Now this is not sewn, but it'll be used in, it's either going to be baubles or pine cones. Now this I'm not going to be able to leave out on the table because Salem will chew it to pieces when I'm not there or when I'm at work. So none of this tablecloth and that is going to be on the table while I'm out at work, because I can't trust them, either of them, the little tinkers that they are. So yes, because he's still been after my wreath. We keep moving it from room to room, place to place, and he keeps trying to get hold of it. So he knows where it is. And I don't know if it's just because it's like plasticky that he's after it, but I don't want to come home and find chewed up pine cones all over the place or plastic berries. So but I will show you how I make that. And I think what I might like to do is put have a candle in the centre, but not a real candle, probably one of the battery operated ones. I think that would look nice. And then sort of use that throughout December. And then for like Christmas Day and Boxing Day, I'll have my original cream tablecloth with all the holly on. And if I have time, this might be done in December, this next bit. I might try and make some placemats, or I just might buy some. Just depends how much time I've got. And I have got a table runner that Adele made, and the centrepiece that I make will fit in with that as well. So I'm going to be a bit busy, aren't I? Can I do it? I think I can. If I get on with these squares, I will be able to do it. And I just think, I love just patchwork. I like simple designs. I haven't really got time to do anything fancy. But never mind. I will like what I make. I know that. And I love this fabric, and I just think it's going to look really nice. And I'll be able to decorate up with all my gingerbread pieces from last year, which I'm looking forward to. Adele won't let me decorate up in the kitchen till after her birthday, which her birthday is this week. So they're away at the weekend. So I might put all my autumn decorations away and start and pull the Christmas decorations out for the kitchen. I don't mean anywhere else. I don't mean putting the tree up or anything like that. I just mean sort of decorating the tea tray up and things like that. I just want to know what I've got, if I need to make anything, if I need to buy anything, just things like that really. So I will share that with you when I get that far. Okay, well, I have been busy this week, like I've said before. I've been doing a bit of cooking, I've been doing some freezer meals, things like that. Obviously I've got to fill this new freezer up now. But everybody's been told they're not to touch anything out of it because this is things to sort of keep us going over the winter. If I haven't got time to cook from scratch, I can just pull some sort of convenience foods out of the freezer, which is what I want to do. So I have been busy. I've got my list here because I'll forget. Yeah, what did I make? Oh yes, I've cooked up 2 lots of chicken this week, and I've made, this chicken is just for Jake and myself. So excuse me, I've been making some chicken curry, sweet and sour chicken, and a chicken tonight sauce I've used that's got mushrooms in. So they're all in the freezer. I've made some soup, which is butternut squash and sweet potato. That tastes really nice. The rest of my cooking apples I used up, and I made apple sauce at Jake's request, so that's in the freezer. I made some vanilla and chocolate chip ice cream. That tastes really, really nice. And I am going to be making some more, I think. I over whisked it because I left it alone for a minute while I went to the bathroom, and I shouldn't have done that because it was a little bit hard to get out of the container today. But if anybody wants to see how I make that, let me know and I will do that for next week. I'll pop that in the video because the next one I make, I'm going to make it honeycomb, vanilla and honeycomb. So I'm going to buy some crunchy bars. That's what I didn't put in my shopping list. So I need to do that. So yeah, like I say, if you want to see how ice cream is made, quick and easy, just let me know down below and I will pop it in for next week's video. I think that's all I've done on the freezer meal front. Oh, I've frozen some more eggs today. Because I gather we're going to get there's going to be lack of eggs in the shops because of all the bird flu and the culling of 45,000 chickens this year. So we need our eggs, don't we? So what else have I done? Oh, I made some pancakes today. I will share that with you. Well, I must admit, you'll see how we do the pancakes and you'll see what they look like. And some of them looked a bit well done, I must admit. But to be honest, by the time I'd finished, I thought, well, this is going back. It's like a plate that we used, like a hot plate or something. And yeah, the temperature kept flicking on and off. It either wasn't cooking the pancakes or it was burning them. And I thought, this is no good. It's going to have to go back. Anyhow, when I read the instructions, it said to make sure the plug, the thermostat is right in. Now, when you pushed ours in, I thought it hadn't gone in far enough. And I couldn't push it in anymore. So I said to Jake, see if you can push the plug in a bit more. And he couldn't. And he said, I daren't do it anymore in case something breaks. Anyhow, by the time we'd finished doing the pancakes, like I said, I thought it was going to be a disaster. I had a wiggle round with the plug and it went in a little bit further. So I think, according to what I've read in the book, if the plug's not in properly, your temperature varies a bit. So things don't cook properly or they take too long. So I'm going to give it another try this week and I will let you know next week if it's a success or not. Because if it's not, it will be going back, this little machine. So there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put all these little videos in all together so you can see what I've been up to. Yeah, I think that might be the easiest thing for me to do this week. I was looking after Milo on bonfire night because the family were going to a display. So I think I had him for about 3 hours or so. And I must admit, when I got there, it was quiet when I opened the door, and then obviously he knew somebody had come in, and he was just his crazy little self. He was so pleased to see us. Kevin did come in for a little bit, and then he came back home because he'd got to get the freezer all hooked up in the conservatory. And poor old Milo, he wasn't, I wouldn't say he was upset or anything. He was wagging his tail, but he was bark, bark, bark every time the fireworks were going off. So, and I'm sort of a bit concerned about the neighbours because, you know, I'm sure they don't want to hear a dog barking constantly. Anyhow, like I said, it was okay. He wasn't frightened. He wasn't happy about it. So we went and shut ourselves in the living room. I put the telly on. I sat on the floor with him, and I just fussed him. He'd had some treats. I just fussed him, and he just laid beside me, and we couldn't hear the fireworks as much because I'd got the telly on. And he just went to sleep, and I just stroked him, and I will pop up the video in of that as well. And he was really good. And then by the time the family come back, yes, he was a bit excited to see them, but the telly wasn't on, and we could still hear the fireworks going off at that point, and it didn't seem to bother him, which was good. So how he's got on since then, I don't know. But it was really nice to have a little bit of time with him, and he was really good, really good. So that was my Saturday evening. What else have I been doing? That might actually be, oh, you'll see a clip of what we had for tea one day. It was sweet potato jackets and celeriac salad, and on the recipe you'll see with pomegranates. Now I bought some pomegranates in my shop last week from Asda, and unfortunately I hadn't noticed this when I got my order, that they were out of date the next day, and we didn't have this celeriac and sweet potato salad till I think the Monday. So they were actually no good, and they ended up in the bin, so I wasn't very happy about that. And I also had, what else did I have? The broccoli was black. The celery was really, really manky. I mean, I got my money back from them. And I had 3 bags of kale. And the smell when I opened the bags, so I was going to dehydrate the 3 bags to make some kale powder to put in soups and stews and things like that. And it smelled like rotten eggs. It was absolutely disgusting. So I won't be buying any more veg like that from Asda again, because I am fed up of everything being rubbish. I will go and shop on a Saturday morning for my veg. So that's that. What else have I been up to? Oh, I made some burgers for the first time as well this week. I don't think I've got any footage of that, because that was just a trial, just to see if we like the meat, we like the seasoning, and how they turned out. And I have to say they were really, really nice, and Jake liked them, Kevin liked them, and I think I'm going to do some more over the week to put in the freezer. And excuse me, I think I've got some bread cakes coming in my order for tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to make some burgers, and we're going to use the apple sauce with them, because I had a taste of that when we had our burgers for tea the other day, and they tasted really, really nice. So I'm going to be busy again, aren't I, this week? Oh yes, you're going to see a little bit of machine embroidery as well, because I had an order for a machine embroidered lace fox, but a bigger one than what's normally sort of in my Etsy shop. So I've added that into my listings now, and the customers got it the next day, and they were really pleased with it. The size was just what they wanted, so that was good. Well, I think that's it actually. Oh dear. Right, I'm just having a drink of my tea. Right. Well, I think I'm going to go and get some tea now, because I know Kevin is due in very, very soon. And I'm trying to clear my freezer out. So last night I got out a mix of tomatoes, onion and garlic for a crustless quiche. So if I've got enough eggs, we'll be having a crustless quiche for tea. If not, Kevin will be getting an omelette with 2 eggs. Oh dear, I don't know. Anyhow, I'm going to round this vlog off now, and I just want to say thank you for joining me this week. It's lovely to be back vlogging again, and I hope everybody has a lovely week, and I hope you all have a good evening, whatever you're doing, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.